Hey mamas, my name is Tenn-Lai and welcome to my channel. Today we're actually going to be talking about how I bag my milk in the deep freezer. So when my fresh milk that I pumped and I bagged them, I put them up here until I have a large enough stash. So I stash them like this. And then once they're full, I bring them down. So I'm going to be showing you how I do all of this. Typically what I do is I have the milk normally labeled by oldest date to the newest date. That's how I typically, once they're frozen, I put them in here. As you can see, my Milky Mama boxes, which I love, but this is how I typically do. Don't watch my baby belly, that still has not gone down, but that's fine. So just double checking to make sure that they're still in the same date. So you can see I have them laid out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I typically put them in the Ziploc bags in piles of 10. That's how I create my bricks. And again, when you're putting them in here, you want the oldest date on top because you're using the oldest milk first, right? So the oldest date goes on top. So the most recent date in this one would be the 24th. And then I kind of just stack it like that, 24th. Sometimes I do them, as you can see, I'm putting them all the same way here. Sometimes, depending on how they freeze, I try and get them as flat as possible. But as you can see, it's not always exactly flat. So I kind of just mix it up. You see, I'm kind of doing the opposite way now. So I know this was from I believe it was the 20th. Yeah, the 20th to the 24th. And then what I do is, you can either write it on this little small Ziploc bag part, the white part of the Ziploc bag. I like to put it directly on here. And what I do is I know this is a full brick and there's 10 in here. So I put 10 and then I put June 20th to June 24th. I know with these, they're all 180 milliliters, which is 6 ounces. That's the max that this bag can take. And so I don't have to do any guesswork of how much is actually in these bags. So we'll get my second Ziploc bag. We're gonna do the same thing here. This was from the 24th to the 28th. So in a 4-day span, I have 10 bags of milk. The reason why I actually put 10 on the bag is because sometimes the bag doesn't hold 10. So at least you know how many is in there. And then we're doing the 28th. So the 28th, 28th, and 29th. Now, these are some fresh bags of milk. So there's 2 ways that I normally put these in my upstairs freezer. So the one that's connected to our fridge, just to freeze them before I brick them. So if there's nothing in this second box, so if this is piled up fully and then this is starting, then I'll show you how I normally do it in the fridge. I'll show you both ways. But right now you can see there's only 3 in here and I kind of just lay it flat in there. See, it's even though I'm putting it upright, but I lay it flat in there and allow it to freeze that way. But another way that I actually do it, which I'll show you in just a minute. So I typically just lay them in here, just like that. So here is my deep freezer that is specifically for my son. As you can see, as I open up, it is full of milk. I have lots of milk on here. I have them actually stacked in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 on each side. There's 3 here so far, 2 on the side. I actually try and do the most recent date at the bottom and bring the oldest date to the top, so it's easier to grab. So that means there's a lot of reorganizing a lot of times. So now, because I have the oldest date as the 28th, I'm just going to put this at the very bottom on this side. So that's pretty much how it is. Every time I come down here, I may have to reorganize a little bit, so it's easier just to kind of grab and go. But this is my stash. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions regarding any of the tips that I provided, let me know and I can do a video just for you. Thanks for tuning in, Mama.